Cookin Pisto Style, featuring restaurateur and master chef John Pisto.
Hi guys.
Hey, good morning, John.
Tommy.
How are you?
Joe, how are you?
Terrific.
Nice
Good to see you.
Okay, we're at Joe's and Tommy's, and we're gonna do a little poultry, and we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do breast of chicken. I'm gonna need 2 of those, Joe.
Okay.
And you got those quails?
Oh
for me
yeah, I got those right here for you, John.
Okay, good.
And
Boy, nice display today, Joe.
oh, thank you, John.
Looks
A couple
real
of
good.
nice chicken breasts for you.
Beautiful.
Bone them for you, John, or
No, well,
just
I'll
like
bone them
that?
at the house because then
Okay,
we're gonna
great.
save the bones for some soup.
Great.
But folks, I can't tell you, you really gotta appreciate when the market looks like this. Look at the quality of this stuff. Just did a beautiful job.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, it looks real nice, Joe. Hey, sells our pans here too, folks.
Oh, and the seasoning.
And the seasoning.
One of the big sellers.
And we'll be using this today. And don't forget the cookbook. Joe's been a great supporter of us for a long time. But, okay, we're all set.
Okay, John.
Okay,
Have a
see
good
you
one.
guys.
See you later.
Bye. Thanks. Hi, I'm John Pisto. This is Monterey's Cooking Pisto Style, coming to you from Monterey, California. Well, we came back from the market. We've got these beautiful quail. I want you to take a look at these. Now, when you buy quail, you can buy them frozen. I prefer them fresh. Frozen are still just as good. Always get the ones with no bones, folks, even if you're going to stuff them, because they're so much easier to eat, and I'll prove it to you when we eat these. Very, very simple to eat. Look for the ones that are already boned, though. Okay. Today, what I'm going to do: fresh quail. We're going to marinate it a little bit. Then we're going to make a little polenta, which in some parts of the country I know is called mush, or it's called grits. Italians like to call it polenta. It's cornmeal. And then we're going to use a ragu of mushrooms. And I've got 4 different kind of mushrooms here. They're all available at supermarkets. You can buy, readily available now. And we're going to make a nice sauce with the mushroom. Okay, let's get going. First of all, let's marinate our quail first. And what I like to do is, of course, we use a little bit of garlic for that. And we don't want to marinate it too long, but we want to get these they're a little on the dry side, so the marinade we're going to use is really going to be basically oil, olive oil, and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Okay, let's get the oil. Now I'm using good California olive oil from my buddy Nick. Okay, let's put one little bit of oil down here, and put a little garlic, a little bit of the salt, and a little bit of pepper. Now, when you do the balsamic vinegar, don't put too much because it's very strong. Mix it up, and I need my thyme. Okay, then we put a little bit of fresh thyme. Okay, coat it like this. Okay, pretty easy, huh? Now this is going to give it a nice flavor. You can imagine what the flavors of the fresh garlic. If it needs a little bit more. Okay, let's give it a little bit more oil. A little bit splash here again. Let's put another layer on it. Okay. These are nice. Look at the size of these guys. Okay, let's give it a little splash. You rub it in. You see how I like to cook, folks, with my hands. And we put that. Okay, now let's put some more garlic. And we'll put, I've used about 7, 8 cloves. You can use more, you could use less. To me, the more the better. You want a lot of that nice flavor. Okay, some fresh cracked pepper. And I would say give this about an hour, hour and a half. All right, so we'll put this away for now. We go mushrooming here all the time. We've just got the last of the porcini, which is the Boletus edulis. We've just picked the last of the season just last week. Now these are cultivated mushrooms. These are called portobello. I think these are very, very popular in most restaurants across the United States now. You can find these in supermarkets. Beautiful mushroom. We get one here under our Monterey cypress trees that are called giant cypress mushroom that are absolutely incredible. These will taste like a steak if you cook them by themselves. I mean, look at this. Very, very fragrant. I mean, just terrific. You can grill this, brush it with oil, it'll taste exactly like meat. Okay, we're gonna use this. I've got your regular mushroom, your market mushroom. Actually, folks, these are the same family as these. All right? These are the same family. These are the cultivated ones. All right? Then we're going to use, these are called oyster mushroom. And, you know, these are found in the wild. We found some right in our yard this year. Gia found them, my daughter. They're about this big. And they'll grow on old logs that have fallen. Oak, in our case here. And they were this large. And those we grilled also. They're just delicious. Okay, oyster mushroom. Cultivated, available everywhere. Now these are a Japanese mushroom called the shiitake. These at one time, of course, were wild too, and now these are cultivated. The secret to remember with the shiitake mushroom is when you're working with them, let me get this out of the way. The stems are very tough, so you gotta take the stem off, okay? Now, if you're gonna use, when you use mushroom, do not wash them a lot, because washing them takes the flavor off. It dilutes the flavor for some reason. We notice when we get all our wild mushrooms, we brush them off and then we wipe them with the damp rag, and the flavor is, you know, they're so delicate sometimes that you don't want to dilute that nice mushroom flavor, the woodsy flavor. We're going to save this for stock, but don't throw them away. Okay, let's do these. Now these come in different sizes. I'm using a small one because I'm cutting it up. You know, in restaurants nowadays, you'll see shiitake mushrooms served a lot with different types of meat and seafood, but they're using the big caps. These are the small ones. If you see these in the store, you buy these, they're a lot cheaper. These are called number 2s. And I think they even got a number 3. Some of them are broken up. And you know, if you're gonna chop them up, that's okay. Pick them up. Okay, look how meaty this is. You see that? I mean, can you hear this? I mean, that is solid. Okay, I'm gonna save this for something else. Let's chop these. These need a little bit of a wash though. Okay, let me just get some of these guys. Now this is a nice, kind of a, I think it's a fancy dish. When you serve this, you're going to impress people. And what I'm going to do is just quarter these guys, because I want nice big chunks. So when you bite into them, you're going to really taste the mushroom. All right. Now these, of course, come in different sizes too. These are the button. If you got the bigger ones, I would maybe cut them in thirds like that, but this will work. Now let's get our frying pan ready. Now these are shallot. If you don't have a shallot, you know, shallots, that mild onion has a real pronounced flavor to it. If you don't have that, I would use a regular onion will work. If you don't have that, use green onions. And of course, we gotta have some gas. Whew. Be real careful with gas, folks. Okay. Put a little bit of olive oil. And do the shallot. So I was down the wharf today also. Boy, they're starting to catch sardines and mackerel and all this neat stuff starting to happen here. Tell you. Okay, we're gonna chop. Now these, let's cut these in strips. Okay, now the stalks on these are usually, you see the oyster mushroom? Now, you know why they call them oyster mushroom? They have a slight fish taste to them. So if you wanted to bread this and fry it, it would taste almost like fried oysters. That's why they came up with this name. Okay. So that's nice chunks. Okay. Now let's not forget our garlic. Just smash it. Yes, sir. This is gonna be terrific. I want the garlic to brown just a little bit. Let's put another shallot in there. All right. Boy, has it been beautiful in Monterey. I'll tell you, spring is here. The weather's been fantastic. The Monterey, you know, is a very, very large crescent-shaped bay. It's about 20 miles across or so, which right now is absolutely full of fish. I mean, they've catching salmon like crazy. They're catching mackerel, sardines, two kinds of mackerel, in fact. In fact, yesterday I brought some over to my mom. We had lunch together, and she barbecued these beautiful, they're called Spanish mackerel. We had a little tomato salad with it, and then a little piece of provolone, and a little glass of wine. I tell you, it was heaven. Okay, let's see. See, I'm not using a terrible amount of oil. A little bit more, huh? Because this is going to come up with such flavor, you won't believe how delicious. So chop it coarsely. Okay, let's put our mushrooms. These are all got very, very nice flavors on their own too. You know, you can use them all separately, but I thought there was such a nice variety that we get them going. Now, see what I'm going to do with this? Okay, let's get this going, and we're going to be right back. Then we'll get going with the rest of the dish. Fresh thyme again, folks. I love to use thyme, as you know. Okay, a little salt, a little fresh crack. Now, if it starts to dry up, which it will, because you know it's like a sponge. Okay, crack red pepper. What I do here is we're going to add a little bit of stock. I'm using a chicken stock because I want this to be very delicate. So just move this around. Keep that on high heat. Okay. So nice that's cooking. We're going to add some wine to it a little bit later. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Let's do our polenta now. Okay, so polenta, you know, they have a white polenta now that's available, and that's what they're using in all the fashionable restaurants in Italy. At least that's what my friends tell me. But we're using a regular corn color. Okay, so I'm going to eyeball this, and the directions are very easy. I mean, you let the water come to a boil. It's like making cream of wheat. Now we're going to whisk this in. See how easy this is? And what they've done is ground this polenta up, and it's almost like a flour. And what they've done is pre-cooked it. You know, like converted rice. You know, it makes so you can cook rice real quickly. They've done the same with polenta. That's, you know what? You'll see. It's not bad. And it's okay. This will thicken up. We want this a little on the soft side. So we'll let that keep going. I mean, this will thicken up just like cement. if you don't have enough water in there. Yeah, those Italians. Okay, so see how this is going? Isn't that incredible? Look at that. Let me taste it for salt. Yeah, that's good. Okay, you see that? It's thicker, thicker, thicker. Now you're supposed to put the lid on it and give it about 5 or 6 minutes. Be right back. Let's put a nice piece of butter in there. I'm not putting too much, a couple tablespoons. I want to give a little bit of salt. And we got some grated cheese, and I'm using Asiago Domestic this time. And we just put it in there just for a little bit of flavor. We're not going to load it up like we would on other dishes, okay? And then I'm going to pull the old flips. I want to make sure you folks see how this is done. Okay, that's ready. So I'm just going to leave the lid on that until we need it. And let's cook the birds. Okay, that's done. Okay, now these have been marinating. Look how nice they look. Now watch this. Now if you don't have time for a barbecue, folks, look at this. You're not going to believe this. These guys are going to pluck up like you won't believe. 1, 2. Now, if this is going to be an appetizer, I wouldn't give more than 1 bird. And if for a main course, you give 2. And like I said, these are great sizes. Now, these will cook. You know, people, birds should be cooked medium rare, medium to medium rare. Do not overcook these little guys. They'll get dry and they don't taste good. They taste terrible. And people are afraid to, you know, wild game. I like, you know, we eat dove. We go to Mexico, we pick up dove down there. You know, I like them rare with the blood coming. Oh, it's the only way to eat them. Otherwise, it's too, they dry out so fast and they get very tough. Okay, look, you're not gonna believe how this is gonna look. It's got that oil on it. 2 minutes, this is gonna be done. This is fast cooking. Put a little salt, a little bit more pepper. You smell the thyme in it. It's coming out, coming out real good. Okay, let's give this a turn. Look at that. Look at that. You believe that? See how they plump up? And you can cook the whole bird right on here. Now, if it's a little dry, you may want to get a little of this oil. Maybe put a little bit of that on there. Okay. 2 minutes, this is done. Okay, now, you see how these cook beautifully? I mean, amazing. Okay, now, let's put this dish together. And I tell you, if you got the boss coming over for dinner, you will absolutely be the hero. Okay, we're going to put the polenta down. You see? Look at that, folks. Look at that. Okay, now, this is the ragu. We'll lay that across like this. Look at this. Okay. I'm going to save the juice for the birds. Now look. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? That meat is just falling off the bone. Now, I have to recommend a wine for this because, folks, food without wine is terrible. You got to have. I'm going to introduce you to a beautiful wine coming out of our own local area. It's a Pinot Noir. This is called River Ranch. A friend of ours. Absolutely, Pinot Noir is fantastic with this. I got to taste it. Oh, incredible. Now look, you see how that's cooked? That's just the way we want it. Oh boy. A little bit of polenta. This is one of the best dishes we've ever done here. I guarantee you make this and you will absolutely go crazy. This is one of our favorite wines from Carmel Valley. It's very local. He only produces 250 cases a year, and that's it. He's only been producing since 1987, and he only does Pinot Noir, and he does a Chardonnay, and that's it. Only 2 different types of wines. Enjoy this one.